First of all, the United Nations is in the process of appointing my successor. The announcement, vacancy announcement was issued globally. Number of people have made an application, and I hope that my successor will be appointed sometime towards the end of March. My mandate comes to an end by the end of April, allowing for 1 month's overlap to share information, exchange ideas. That's the situation, and I wish my successor all the best. Whoever that person is, he or she remains to be seen. And factors that may contribute towards abuse of human rights in the country are perhaps lack of dialogue, derailment of the negotiations that are ongoing, frustrating the promises that have been made that will take the situation back to where we were before 22nd July 2014. The other factor, as I have said in my written statement, I am concerned by the possibility of racial tension in the country. If the country were to go down that road, it will be very unfortunate. It may result in violation of rights of people belonging to different ethnic groups. As I said, in a democracy, we all must be tolerant, respectful of each other, treat another fellow human being on equal terms. When exercising your rights, you must be mindful of the rights of others and be prepared to respect the rights of theirs. Another area would be if the issues surrounding land management, land rights are not managed effectively. More people may face the threat of eviction or may be evicted. That is my main concern. With that concern in mind, I have made my recommendations, I have made my representation to various stakeholders within the Cambodian society. With regard to my reflections, yes, when you stand up for human rights, you are likely to be criticized. Nobody wants to hear criticism of their work, but that's my job. Not for the sake of criticizing, but with a view to helping. I always have remained courteous, diplomatic, balanced, and objective in my approach in offering my constructive recommendations and criticisms of the policies of the government, of the policies of various other national institutions. I have been sometimes been critical of the opposition party leaders' activities as well. Wherever I think things could go wrong, I have not hesitated to point them out. With the result, I myself have been criticized, harassed and intimidated every now and then. But overall, even those whose policies I have criticized have listened to me and thanked me. As a result of that one, we have made encouraging progress in this country. As I outlined, many of my recommendations, key recommendations, highly sensitive recommendations have been implemented or are being implemented. Therefore, I am not somebody who is deterred by criticism. I am willing to accept constructive criticism, provided that they are expressed in a courteous manner. We all should be prepared to listen constructive criticism from other people for what we do. If we do nothing in life, nobody will criticize you. If you want to do something, then you may be criticized by those who may not benefit from the comments, from the recommendations you have made. There is always a tension between those who are in favor of reform and those who resist reform. There are lots of people who resist reform. Why they are resisting? Because they are benefiting from the status quo. We should understand that one. Whenever you make a recommendation, it will not be universally accepted. It will be accepted by those who have a progressive mindset, who have a liberal attitude to life, who wants to do good things for the country. But there will be people There are bound to be people here and elsewhere with a conservative mindset. They would not like the idea of reform. And I have encountered them. But gradually, I think I have won many friends in Cambodia who collectively have made it possible for this country to move forward. Well, when you ask me 3 memories of my Cambodia, I will just give you a fresh example. When I woke up this morning, I go normally for a walk. When I went for a walk, a group of men and women came rushing to me to say, Surya Subedi, thank you for helping Cambodia. I thought my morning was a wonderful one. The day was made for me. That sort of response I receive. Even when I go for a walk, people approach me in the streets, completely unknown people, ordinary men and women. They approach me and say, thank you for your work. Welcome to Cambodia. That's the memory that I will carry with me. Actually, I said the other day in my interview for a radio station, what have you accomplished in Cambodia? I said one of the best things I have accomplished is winning the love and respect from the people of Cambodia in different parts of the country. Wherever I go, there are must be people who don't like to see me there, but I have encountered lots of people who welcome me, appreciate my work, and thank me for my work. And other memories, of course, going to some far-flung areas to the provinces, visiting the people, and feeling very sorry for their situation in the 21st century. Fellow Cambodian citizens not treated like fellow Cambodian citizens by other fellow Cambodians. They could be easily evicted from their land, as if they didn't count, as if they didn't matter. That deeply troubled me. I have a sense of right and wrong. The people who have been wronged and the people who have wronged them do not seem to appreciate that these poor, vulnerable people are Cambodian citizens, equal citizens, entitled to the rights guaranteed by the Constitution. So that absence of understanding on the part of the rich and powerful, when I say rich and powerful, politically, militarily, economically powerful, that has troubled me. If I have had any sleepless nights, they were because I was troubled by the treatment meted out to the poor and vulnerable in different parts of the country. So I have given you one positive example and another not so positive example of my memories in this country. And the third one, as I said in my previous intervention, when there was a group of people. It was we all know in hindsight. Some of you are here, especially the Cambodia Daily, exposed the background of the people who were protesting against my work. And I said to them, I confronted them. They say, you may not understand the importance of my work, the work I am doing now, but I am sure you will thank me. When you are more mature, you will start to thank me in 10 years, 20 years time. But within 10 weeks, people started to thank me for the work I was doing. People started spontaneous, started producing YouTubes and other programs. It went viral in the media in my support. As I said, in one day alone, there were many other email messages. One day alone, I received 352 email messages of support from the people of Cambodia. These are the happy memories that I will be carrying with me, and that's the reward for my work. Thank you.